episode with Donnie. That was about the only thing. But then as we created more with HBCU Sports, and Charlie and Lem just became, as Eddie was just saying, we became a household name. Yes. And we were competing very strongly with the big boys, big time. Right. You know, and then back in that day, BET was doing a lot of classics, you know, because we had our hands on ESPN, wasn't even messing with it at that time. So we had our hands on a lot of the State Farms and Magic City and all the other stuff. So we were popping up all the time, you know, and doing that. And it's like many players ended up, by young people watching BT, end up going to HBCU schools. And that was the beauty of it. And you could talk to many guys who said, I heard that voice, and that voice helped me decide on where I wanted to go. You know, and I think that's really the beauty of what Black College Sports and through Charlie has really been able to drive home at the end of the day.
Can I jump in? It was Coach Robinson. You said something that was really great about just his professionalism and the networking. You know, I teach students in broadcast journalism now. You know, I teach them, you know, about the core ethics of journalism, right? And, you know, how you have to be accurate, but you also have to show humanity. And you also have to know that your skills may pay your bills, but your network will get you work. And Charlie Neal knew how to network. When I tell you that he knew, and it was all on his dome, it was no notes. Like Curtis said, he had everything in his head, that it was almost like the greats. You just want to sit down and talk to them and soak up everything that he has, because his knowledge and his wit was just tremendous. I mean, Charlie Neal was so special to so many people that it is hard to put into words the breadth and depth of what he's meant to so many people. And that's why I'm so glad we're having this conversation, because you have coaches, you have broadcasters that are all coming together, all because, you know, and I don't think it's like hard to be universally liked by everybody. Like there's somebody, but you know, you just don't mess with, and you know their attitude and this and this and that. Charlie had so much respect that everybody admired him, and everybody had something good to say. And I think Reggie, you said it. I don't think people realize about, you know, the motorcycle officer. Like, I mean, this guy. I mean, this man. I mean. Yeah, I mean, he was a motorcycle officer in the Arlington County.
That was his thing on Saturday and Sunday.
Yes.
And Air used to go back in the slick hair. Did he? Used to...
We said the same thing about the legendary Jim Vance, that was a broadcaster here in the Washington, D.C. area on Channel 4. Just the stuff that he did off, that he was cool. Charlie made sports cool, right? Yes. And again, like I said, all the gentlemen on here, when Charlie Neal showed up at the spot, you had arrived as an athlete, you had arrived as a broadcaster. It legitimized who you were because of his presence, and the fact that he wasn't arrogant or pompous about it. He really, I mean, truly wanted to see all of us succeed. Right. He wanted to, you know, he wanted to raise all the boats because he knew that he had a tremendous calling on his life. He knew it. And he wanted to make sure that he got as many people inside the club as possible. Right. Because he was there, but he wanted to make sure everybody got in the club, and he didn't care. And the fact that the MEAC and the CIAA and the Black College Hall of Fame all have him in the Hall of Fame. I mean, that's a testament to just the organizations and the people that he touched. So again, listening to these,
we got one last one. We got to get him in. He's on the SIAC.
Yeah,
and I told Holloman he's got to put him in this year.
Yeah, and so I'm in agreement. I'm in agreement with all the what can we do to keep Charlie Neal's legacy going on, as far as maybe not just the game, but symposiums. I am actually going to mention it to the people when we celebrate Black excellence at the NABJ, the National Association of Black Journalism convention in Atlanta this summer. Curtis, you can help me with that, how we can do something to honor him while we're down there, because he, the gold standard of Black excellence in journalism.
Yeah, I think you're right, Lou. Yeah, I definitely help out with that.
I think the biggest compliment for me being a Louisiana guy for Mr. Neal is that Mr. Neal could get a plate at anybody's tailgate in Louisiana. He could get a plate at anybody's tailgate. All he had to do was walk up, and they would tell him to sit down, and then everybody would serve him.
Yes, that is very true, Reggie.
When I won my championship, it was two things: one, taking TSU for the first time, and number two, having Charlie Neal call the game. Hey, after the game, and hell, I kissed him. I said, "It's like I'm going to Disney World." That's kind of how I felt, man, because I've been following this man for 40 years since I knew anything about HBCU at all. Because I'm from the North. We know it, but man, I tell you, it was just that euphoria of this giant to me, man. I know why, because his voice was just unbelievable, man. His knowledge of the game, his smoothness, his strength, how he could pivot, how he could take a boring game and make it a great game. You know what I mean? He even had some coaching points. And a lot of times, play-by-play guys just call the game and they don't know the game. Shit, Charlie knew the game. He knew the game. So that made it very interesting every time I would hear him broadcast games.
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely.
Charlie Neal and Lim Barney, man, I think we were pretty much raised on them, and Charlie being the straight man, Lim kind of being, being the Lim never being
if you had a camera in that box, you wouldn't want that camera in that box, because Lim was Lim.
Lim was Lim, and Lim was never afraid to tell you how great he was, and Charlie was never afraid to back Lim up on how great Lim was.
I think the biggest thing when I came to BT that used to always amaze me is that Lim and Charlie used to outdress each other. Used to wear the best outfits come game day, and they would come up with some serious costumes. Lim came in one game. He had shorts on with a suit jacket, because you couldn't see the shorts, because all you're doing is shooting the top. But right. Full Lim outfit. Lim had high socks like he was in London. Bermuda shorts on with a blazer and tie.
Oh yeah. He was rocking it. True Detroit players. Detroit players was meant for them.
All the way. Lim was a piece of work. Lim was a piece of work.
Hey guys, I think Jody, Charlie's wife, is either watching or got some information, but I got to read this. It says, Jody, hey, this is Anthony Holloman. I wanted to send you my deepest sympathy and condolences for your loss. Charlie was a legend and a pioneer in the sports world, but an even better person. So I feel lucky to have known him and call him a friend and mentor. Finally, I will announce at the CIAC Football Media Day that Charlie Neal will be inducted into the Hall of Fame in the next class that will go in at the basketball tournament in Atlanta.
Beautiful.
I'll be praying for you, Anthony.
Beautiful. Wow. I'm glad he made the move. I was pushing him hard at him. I'm glad he made the move.
Hey, you the man that knows, Mr. Simon.
Hey, man, I'm just trying to help out, brother. When somebody is opening the door, man, you just try to help to close it. That's all you try to do, man.
Hey, Rocky. Hey, Mr. Simon is being really humble right now. He does, and I have to give him his flowers. Like they said, we giving Charlie his flowers, but I have to give Mr. Simons his flowers, because none of us would be talking about BET if it wasn't for Curtis Simons.
Right.
None of us. I mean, Bob Johnson.
I appreciate that, Reggie.
Who just recently got inducted into the Cable Hall of Fame himself.
That's right. Bob Johnson was the kind of. But this man, he put the program and he put the faces there. He put BET. He is BET. Right.
That's right. That's right.
And listen, on a personal note, I just want to thank Jody for sharing Charlie with the world. You know,
that's great.
You have to have a strong mate to, because Charlie traveled. I mean, one thing I did traveling with Charlie, Neal, he knew plane schedules. He knew how to fly out of places. He knew how to get into places. And I'm telling you, just watching him and his travel was an
that's a show in itself. That's a show in itself.
Yeah. And Jody, you have to have a strong mate when you're in this business, fellas, as we are. You have to have a strong partner that is going to let you be excellent in so many things, and you don't have to worry about stuff back home or things of that nature. And what Jody was able to do, sharing Charlie with the world, I just think needs to be commended to it. If we're going to truly honor the legacy, we got to honor his support system as well.
Yeah, I think what we all have to do, man, is we talked about it, is that we really need to step up. And as we discussed today, I think there's three things that we need to really follow through with. Number one is we figure out a way to do a Charlie Neal Broadcaster Award down the road as a scholarship in Charlie's name. Number two, as Reggie made it, it's my job to work on putting together a Charlie Neal Classic, where we can try to feature a big time like Alabama State against somebody, to kick it off, whatever. But we need to open that door.
I think that's a great choice, Alabama State.
That's what I thought. I thought you'd go with me on that, Eddie. But I mean, I think that I'm very serious about this, gang. I think that we have to continue the legacy. I don't want this name to fall down.
No.
Because he's meant so much, so many people, and the young people that have not heard his name need to hear his name,
right?
And what he's done, because it was like when Johnnie was asking why didn't he step off, because he believed in the product, right. And when you get people that believe in the product, that's why HBCU are strong as they are today. We just need to continue to keep talking about it so that people can understand, as Eddie mentioned, where BT was, where it was the network everybody was going to. I want everybody to come to HBCU Go, and I'm selfish. I want everybody to come to HBCU Go because we want to be the network telling the real story about HBCUs across the board, not just in sports, lifestyle, education, the culture. I'm coming out with a new theme this year that I think is big, and is that I want people to think about us like HBCU Go. The culture is calling, because the culture is how we're driving this thing. And we need to really, really home in on the culture of HBCUs and put ourselves in the driver's seat and ride it to the gates. Bottom line.
No, ain't no question that we gotta take care of ourselves with how the world is moving now. Most definitely that I think HBCU Go, SWAC TV. I think you can't ask for that, and we got to support it though. The people in these podcasts, we got to pitch in, we got to support it, and we got to make sure. I know HBCU Go. I've been in the organization. You guys are doing it the right way, and SWAC TV is on the way. Got great people like Flood calling the games, man. I think we're moving in the right direction, and we got to just hold the line. Hold the line, man, and really, either push ESPN out or make sure they paying us the right kind of money. Nickels and dimes. You know what I'm saying? And it's about the dollars. It's about if the SEC can do it, the ACC, man, our product is different. Even though the game field is 100 yards long and 53 yards wide, but it ain't nothing like our bands. It ain't nothing about like the pageantry. And it's for us and it's about us. So I really think that we really need to stick together on this and keep preaching the same tune.
I agree, and especially with HBCU Go, SWAC TV, but HBCU Go and the way that we cover games on there, the fact that it covers the entire HBCU experience. It's just not about the football. It's about zero quarter. It's about the football. It's about the band and halftime. It's about the queens and the kings. It's about everything that goes on around HBCU athletics and HBCU universities that makes HBCU Go special and SWAC TV special. And I think we can only do that because we are part of that and it's a part of us. So I think we definitely have to protect that and keep striving and moving forward with that.
Yeah. And Curtis, can I throw in one more thing as we are throwing that out? I mean, some of my favorite things on ESPN are those 30 for 30s. I mean, there should be a 30 for 30 on Charlie Neal. There needs to have some type of special that you all do for football before we start. There's got to be some type of special done to have all those names.
Yeah, let me give you the lay of the land for us is that my team is working on a open coming forward on a doc on Charlie, for the season, opening up the season. What I'm trying to get the team to look at down with that is we create a story that we can try to pitch to Netflix because I think this is worth a big time story. A series of talking about, because this isn't just a one-time show. This is something that's a series of things of how he touched, this whole community with what he did.
Right.
And no one's told the story, and I'm not going to let a white person tell the story. So I'm going to tell the story. My team is going to tell the story. So we're working on that, Lou, and you'll see something real soon. Talking about where we're coming from with Charlie.
Definitely, I'd love to be involved with that. Love to be involved with that.
Is it? How can we get the dollars like the big schools with the TV packages? I've always thought of this, and I've said it every time, and I've been saying it now for 3 years. You can't take our best football games, Alabama State, A&M, Jackson State, Alcorn, Texas Southern, Prairie View, Florida A&M, Bethune-Cookman, and put together a TV package, and we can't go sell that where when they hit that camera hit, it's going to be the crowd that's there. It's going to be the pageantry around the games every weekend. If we can't line that up.
Well, we've done that. We've done it. It's on HBCU Go.
Yeah,
we've done that.
I think we're getting there, Johnny. The biggest problem that
I'm talking about getting them dollars. That's what I'm talking about.
We getting that HBCU Go, man. That's the reason and I'm sorry to cut you off, Curtis, but the reason I get in on that is because a lot of times we look at something because it's for us, by us, we look at it as being secondary. HBCU Go has put up the money. They put the money where their mouth is. They put together great packages. You know what we need to do now? Not to look for another package. We need to be putting pressure on our schools and our commissioners to give HBCU Go our best games.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
That's the next step.
I love that, Reggie. I love that all
the
way.
Well, that's still saying the same thing, and we just haven't done it, Coach. Even the MEAC to join them in to get them 2 or 3 of their best games.
Well, here's the biggest thing we got to work on down the road is that, this is what I'm telling to every commissioner now. And I'm talking. Number one is that, to Reggie's point, give us some of the best games out there. That we should have that, because we're not. We have 3 different packages. We have a syndication package going to put you on all the broadcast networks across the country. 96% of television households were covered with a syndicated package. We've got a cable package, which is our Griot, which puts you in 57 million homes. And then we have a digital package with HBCU Go. So it's 3 ways you're watching us at the end of the day. And so the exposure is there. Now, what we got to drive more of is and this is really a lot on HBCU Go, but it's also along in our community. We got to market the product more, okay? We got to drive people into the stadiums. I'm doing too many games where I don't have butts in the seats, okay? And I got to have butts in the seats. When my boss looks at it and he's saying, wait a minute, Curtis, good game, we got 10 people in the city because everybody's out here tailgating. I got a new theory coming out that my executive assistant came up with. It says, it's going to be called, tailgate takeover. And the tailgate takeover is developing something to push that tailgate into the stadium. Because I got to get bodies. So the more I can show the bodies, then when I go to XYZ advertise, I'm saying, well, I got 25,000 people in the stadium at a 26,000 seat stadium. I don't have 10 people in the stadium. So, and I got all this atmosphere outside of here too going on.
Well, hey guys, man, I think y'all, everybody's, man, y'all are spot on with it. And so, as a football coach, Definitely love all of the pageantry of HBCU football, but it's some really good football. So anything we doing to push the folks more into the stadium, I think you're right on with it, Kurt, and that just and that's the biggest part of it, man. These student athletes out here, they're competing and the band and everybody else, but. Hey, I'm about to shut it down. Johnny C, I'm about to get on, but
we need your
Rob,
great.
You are definitely swag, baby. Much love. You are definitely swag, Rob.
Be good, Eddie.
All right, Johnny, I'll catch up with you, man. Anything y'all need from me, just give me a call. You know that.
Appreciate it, Coach. Appreciate
talking to you, Eddie.
But that's what I was just saying. Give up all the classic games. Give them up and have sell a TV package. Just give it.
You gotta
because you can work. You can work with that. Because
you gotta understand the behind the scenes. See, what happened is when you rewind 20 years back, and now we're in 2000s, is that the ESPN deal was very complicated with the conferences. And you got, the commissioners have changed hands. The previous commissioners did it just, I'm on ESPN. Let me sign the paper. Okay. Didn't read it real well. Right. And what happened is that the language in these contracts have got the conferences locked in. So HBCU go to ESPN, we got to take the second picks.
Yeah.
We don't have the first pick.
Okay.
That. So that's what kind of stonewalls us a little bit right now. But what's happened is we've been putting some good quality to our games that has pushed ESPN on the HBCU side that they've got so much with SEC, Big Ten, all this other stuff that they're squeezing down the games. So now there's an opportunity for HBCU go to get some of these better games. I think this year's schedule on City is a damn good schedule we got. I mean, we open up with North Carolina Central against Texas Southern at Texas Southern.
Yeah.
That's a hell of a game coming out the gates.
It really is.
So the more we can try to build on that. And see, I take the old philosophy when I was at ESPN. I was at ESPN and helped did the NFL contract. And I will never forget ABC, NBC, and CBS looked at ESPN back in that day and laughed at us and said, just give them some Sunday night stuff. They don't know what they're doing. ESPN marketed distinct out of those Sunday night games. And then the games turned out to be great games. Even though they look like nothing on paper, they turned out to be great games, which then the NFL started saying, whoa, wait a minute, we got something here. And we got to try to grow HBCU Go and SWAC TV the same kind of way. To where, HBCU Go has a certain amount of games, SWAC has a certain amount, and if we work together, which should be the goal, then we put the product on the table and people start saying, and SISA, CIAA, and MAC. Now people are saying, well, wait a minute. This is a damn good product. But they haven't been able to see as much as they like of it. Okay? And they want to know where's the destination. Not like you're trying to figure it out every Saturday. No, it's coming on this time, blah, 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 blah. And you become a regular destination. But we got to start doing like with people's shows like you have here, Johnny, is really talking about our games, when the games are coming up, getting people involved. Because I'm seeing people texting me. I didn't realize so many people were watching you, but you got a lot of people watching you like when my phone's going off. So those are the kind of things that help us in the street. Right. And the more we can build the village, the better we're going to be. Because that's what BET was. I built the village. And so once I built the village, I had people coming, looking for BET. Okay? We got to do the same thing with our product now. Okay. Build the village.
Mr. Simons, one of the things, just from as a fan of HBCU sports, whatever, I think there's a gap in the economy around HBCU sports, meaning that there is not enough people telling the stories week to week to the mass audience. Like there are some huge games with some huge implications, really big impact, and our fan base has to depend on just the traditional matchups to kind of understand what the sport is. And sometimes those traditional matchups really don't have an impact on who playing championships, winners and losers, especially, in this day and age when you had a team like Prairie View end up winning it all in the SWAC and then playing the Celebration Bowl. I think if we could come up with a weekly show or something where we could have some prominent people in the HBCU space telling those stories about the games that are coming up each week, kind of like the same way that the NBA used to do it with the owner of HBCU, well, one of the partners of HBCU Go, Brian Allen, and Amar Rashad. You know, I forget what that NBA show was called, but you know how they used to
was inside the NBA at one time.
Absolutely,
yeah.
absolutely, yeah. That exactly.
Yeah, we definitely need an insider show.
I mean, we you know, give us a little time on that, Rock. You know, we're 4 years in. I tell people all the time is that I wish we could say we could do everything that everybody wants us to do, but unfortunately, you got to pay the bills. You know, that's where it comes down to.
And I feel there are some ways we can work together. Like, we depend on HBCU Go to do all those things, but all of us could work together to provide that content for HBCU Go at a low cost, and that takes a lot of the pressure off of HBCU Go. I don't know any group of guys that knows more about HBCU sports than us sitting right here. Why couldn't we provide that content to HBCU Go in a partnership?
I agree. I mean, there's a sports reporter show right here. Right. Bottom line.
Well, look, I'm interested, you know, because I'm interested in making sure that, you know, when I leave the earth, man, it's HBCU sports is where every other school is. You know, I get sick and tired of hearing, oh, well, y'all have no shoes and holes in your uniform and helmets of different colors, which all that is a lie. You know what I mean? All that's old school stuff, man. It's just time for a place and time, and we got greats, you know, like yourself, Simon, that we got greats, man. We just got to put it together and work together. You
said the magic word. Steve and I talked about it yesterday on his. Unfortunately, my Zoom was a lot better today than it was with Steve. It was popping out every 5 seconds with Steve, you know. But you know, I think that's the biggest thing is, like, when I got with Byron Allen, the biggest story I said to him was, I wanted to show America that two black men could get together and build something. Well, I'm gonna say this to you guys right here. I'd like you to look at how we build HBCU Go together. Bottom line. Okay? I can't do it without you. Bottom line, I can't do it without you. I need help. You know, if you help me tell my story, it's going to help all of us at the end of the day. Because we can drive more buses in the seats, we can drive more revenue across the board.
Yep.
And that's the thing that I'm trying to get everyone to look at. You know, because as I keep telling advertisers every time I get in the advertising meeting, is that no one can tell the story better than we can.
That's right.
Bottom line, no one can tell the story better than we can. But we got to be put in that position to allow us to grow this. And that's really where, if you take out, you know, when I saw Bill Rhodes' story about Charlie, I called him right away and said, yo, man, you know, I'm glad you told the story the way it was. You know, because people didn't know, you know, sports reporter on ESPN wasn't ESPN's thought. That was BT's thought. It's just we couldn't keep it alive at BT because we were too early. So we couldn't get the advertising support to keep the show alive. So then ESPN jumped in and created an ESPN Sports Report. And they had Disney and ABC behind them, so they didn't have no problems. You know, and they were able to just blossom with it. But that show was truly created out of BT. Bottom line. And to show you how great we are, when I was at BT, you know, I was the one that worked and got show partnership with the NFL. We created a show for BT, NBA, Major League Football, Major League Baseball. We created partnerships that grew into shows, Emmy of women's shows.
Yeah, maybe we can, you know, I can call Curtis sometimes and actually give us some real directions on how we can, you know, how we can do that. I know Flood and Rocky talks a lot. You know, Lou, you know, you're welcome to be a part of it. And I know the Bishop, he does a great job of getting the right information and just push it. I mean, we do it all free anyway. We just love HBCU. You know what I'm saying?
I think the idea has been laid out when Mr. Simon talked about the tailgate special. I think each of us being at a game around the country, simulcasting at the tailgate, talking about the games and carrying that into the stadium, I think that's the show right there.
Yeah,
from the tailgate into the stadium, I think that's the show right there.
And we've done some things, like we got content from the Celebration Bowl at the Embassy Suites and we've been talking about doing some of those things this week. So, you know, I know we communicate with each other, man, and we put our nickels together and get where we get. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I think that's I mean, you look at, you know, look in 2 weeks, you got the Black College Football Foundation Award thing in Atlanta in June, first week of June. Okay, you got the greats of the greats that show up for that thing, at least 30 to 40 of the greats. Okay, yeah. Why aren't we packaging up some stuff together to be able to talk about games coming on? You know, taking a alumni from the particular school, let them talk about a matchup some kind of way.
Yeah. We have feature where. Yeah. You know, we got one on our calendar in June. We got the documentary on Tremaine Jackson, right?
Yeah.
And then we're trying to get into the SWAC Media Day as well.
That's a good move.
Yeah. So we got those on our two calendars, June and July. And then of course the either Labor Day Classic or opening up with North Carolina Central. So
I'm just saying, I'm not making any moves without Steve Campbell. So if Steve Campbell on board, then I'm on board. I'm not making any moves without Steve Campbell.
You gotta sip it.
Listen. Well, listen, I'm gonna say this, and I'll say this, and Mr. Simons is something I'm gonna talk to. I am working on something really big, really big, to bring funding and packages to our schools. I'm really working on something big because Mr. Simon said it best. The ideas are great, but you got to pay for them.
There it is.
And that's that I understand, and that's the thing about it. And Flood, like you say, and which we all do, it is a labor of love. But to be honest, and here's the thing that Mr. Simons understand: you do a great job, and you, like you say, you want to have a tailgate, but the internet still costs. The lights still cost.
Yeah, everything. You got to pay the bills. Nothing done without.
No question.
Yeah,
no question.
Nothing is done without paying the bills.
That I think that, to me, how we help is to make sure that we are doing anything possible to bring in those dollars to support HBCU Go, be it a different advertisers, sponsors, and things like that. Those are things that I'm thinking about because it's a new challenge, it's a new world out there now. We see it, and like I say, all the way up to Congress and laws that are being passed. But the bottom line, nobody's gonna come save us. Nobody's gonna tell our stories.
No.
And I just want to say one thing. And one thing I just want to say, and I think that Lou said this about Charlie and the notes and things and all the stuff that he had. But here's what I'll say: what Charlie Neal did, he presented a football game like a baseball announcer. And I hope people understand what I mean that, because if you watch a baseball game, there are stories that are in between the balls and strikes.
Yeah.
And that was the greatness that Charlie Neal, because Flood, like you said, every school, he had a story that talked about that school and that history while the game was going on, which you see people in the chat talking about. I learned because I watched those games. The only thing I hate that I didn't get to ask Eddie about, because Eddie and I are the same age, that was a rite of passage. When you're 10, 11, 12 years old, go through high school and then get to go to college. And Eddie got to play and he called his games. I wanted to know how that felt, because for me, like I said, when you saw BET and you saw the game, and then being from Jackson, Lombardi, a Hall of Famer, again, breaking this down, this is just like Keith Jackson. This is like Vern Lundquist. This is like all those people that we had. And then again, for Mr. Simon to bring that same feel and the quality. Because what I've always hoped is that, to your point, Mr. Simons, that how the SEC had that 3:30 CBS game, that you knew that was the game. I just wish we were able to get it to where Mr. Simons at HBCU Go, like he said, the pick of the list, that and was just automatic 3:30. You knew that 3:30 and then a 7 o'clock at night, that was going to be the two biggest games at HBCU. Automatic. So I just wanted to just put that out there.
No, I think you're right on point, Steve. And I think we're getting there, Steve. We're getting there. We've been doing double headers and down the road, but we're getting there. It's a slow crawl. It's not as fast as everybody like to see it, but I think we're making some strides. I think the biggest thing, the takeaway tonight, man, is that we all need to get some thought on how we work better together. That's to me is the job. I can't work without you guys. You guys know the circuit. I've been around it, but you got good fingers out there in certain areas. that can help each other. And I think if we can finally take our egos off the table and say, listen, let's try to figure out how do we make this curtain rise and rise in a way where everybody eats at the end of the day. That's really key.
For sure. Hey, Coach Cole.
Yes.
I just need 2 minutes of the show for a minute to address something. Someone called me that needed some help, right? It was a young lady that wants to travel with her basketball team this summer, and she asked for some help. And so I helped. I'll show my phone. I sent some help. And I just, if you have it, there's nobody in the hospital. There's no little kids needing a heart transplant or anything like that. It's just a young lady needs some help so that when she travels with her basketball team this summer.
Volleyball team, I thought it was.
Volleyball
team, yeah.
Volleyball team, she can have what she needs along with the other little girls on the team. So if you have it in your heart and if you have it in your budget to send whatever you want to send, please send it over. And again, I want y'all to be respectful with this. This is somebody's phone number. So when you send it over, just send it over. And, if she asks who sent it, just tell her a friend of Rocky. You know what I mean? And that's enough. And so I just wanted to take this opportunity to do this because the person really needed some help. And sometimes when you need some help, especially for something like this, there's no reason to, create GoFundMe's and all that kind of stuff, or have her, doing things that she may be embarrassed to do. I'll do it for her. I'll ask you guys to lend a helping hand if you can. You can do it via Apple Pay and Zelle, and that's the number. So I'll leave it up there a minute. Hey, and I'll type the number in the chat, and in case you missed it, and we can move on. Thank you, Coach Cole. I appreciate it. I know you. I promised someone I would do this, and I wanted to keep my word. My apologies, Coach.
Good job, Rock. I got to jump, gentlemen.
Yeah, me too.
It's been a great run. Johnny,
yes,
Rob,
sir.
Steve, keep in contact.
No problem.
Lou, good to see you. We'll talk soon, Lou.
Okay. All right.
See y'all later,
everybody. Thank you so much for having me on.
Thank y'all.
Appreciate it.
Hey,
Thank
Lou,
y'all.
man, for your time. We'll be talking.
Thank y'all. Talk to y'all later, man.
All right, Floyd.
Appreciate y'all.
Yeah.
No problem.
Oh man, it's been great.
Hey, Coach. Since we got Lou on here, so Lou won't be biased when he hear this. Hey, Coach, I've been playing with that old Chat GPT and that AI, Coach. And I came up with a little something. Now, I want you to give me. Hey, and Lou, I want you to give me your opinion on it. Right? Give me your opinion, Lou. All right. Here goes.
HBCU Coaches Corner. Yo! Johnnie, JC, Cole in the building. Legendary coach. Let's go. Rocky Miller, rock on the mic. The Bishop Steve Campbell. Mr. Campbell. All right. We break down the swag. We break down the meat. Sunday talk. Monday facts. Bring the whole yard back. Southern. UPV Valley, Grambling, Jackson State, UAPB, Texas Southern, Alcorn, Bama State, A&M, we got the place. From the first whistle to the final score, we know the grind, and we give you more. Prairie View, TJ, South Carolina, Janisberry, December in Atlanta, they play for it all. Legendary, Coach's Corner, tune in now. Coach's Corner, show us how. HBCU football, all about. Ride that way, Coaches Corner, game day break. From the yard to Atlanta stage, HBCU pride all the way.
What'd you think, Coach? What'd you think, Lou? So first, Lou, what'd you think, Lou?
Hip hop hooray! Ho, hey, ho! I felt like I was Wow, I thought I was part of the New Jack City soundtrack there. I thought I was. That's very, very nice. That's good. That is really. So you're gonna gussy that up with an open and have.
Yeah, we gonna try to do something, man.
We're gonna try to.
We're gonna try to do something.
Look, you buried the lead story. That's how you should have brought us in here, John. That's how you should have brought us in here 2 hours ago, John.
Yeah.
No, seriously, that's real good, man. It's catchy. It's what the again. I'm really interested, and to wrap this up before I leave. Charlie Neal, the traditional radio and the traditional television space. But Charlie Neal was also very, very instrumental in understanding the emerging media space as well, right? And what wasn't said that I do want to say behind the scenes is that Charlie Neal was very instrumental in picking every single game that was on HBCU Go. Like, he would sit down and schedule out all of these. And, you know, he knew that there was going to be IG, TikTok. There was going to be all these things, and he embraced that. He wanted the Laurencia Motons and the Nia Simones and all these people to be alongside to bring flavor. Like, Charlie Neal understood the emerging media. He understood. He would take time to show up on people's podcasts and their things of that nature. And I think that's where we're going now. Emerging media is where we're going. People aren't honestly, people are not watching television. They're not watching traditional television. They're getting their stuff on the apps, the Roku and the stuff like that. And so what this is doing, the stream yards and the catchy opens like you just had, that's very ahead of the game. I really, really, honestly, I appreciate that. It's catchy. It's what these kids, it's what the more seasoned generation. I watched when you played it. I watched Coach, JC. I saw him smile a little bit, like, all right. I mean, that's what it's all about. So kudos to you for thinking about that stuff. And you got to get these younger minds and stuff like that to help you with these efforts to make sure that they are hitting what these kids want to see. And that's what we can't always think that we are doing stuff that we want to see. We got to make sure that we are putting products on that they want to see. We are presenting sports in a way that they want to embrace. So I like what you're doing there. I like what you're doing there. I think we need to. You need to put some polishing touches on that. Quick, fast, in a hurry.
All right.
Quick, fast, in a hurry. I like that.
Well, we gotta make sure we bring you back on the show, Lou.
I love to anytime because this is big for me. Again, I went to a PWI. I went to Rutgers and Temple, but my whole existence, is part of HBCU Go. My Howard University gave my mother a chance, a Jamaican immigrant, to come up here and get educated. And I was born on the campus of Howard University, Freeman's Hospital. My son ran track at Howard. My wife went to Hampton. My daughter's graduating from Bowie State in 3 days. Wow. In 3 days, she's graduating from Bowie State.
Congratulations.
So, thank you so much. So HBCU means a lot to me. I think that the stories are being told, the efforts that are being made are really, really significant. And Coach, guys, anytime you need me to come on, anytime I can use my platform to help yours, that's what it's all about. That's what it's all about. We can't be crabs in a barrel that I get yours and you got to get yours by yourself, whatever. We need to do it together. And we need to be able to help each other out and give of our talents to help all the ships rise. And so when I mean that, Coach, sharing that game that we did together in Atlanta, in South Carolina, was just it changed me for a while, because I saw how, listen, guys, Coach knows how to work a room too.
Hey, Lou, were you the guy that had to teach him how to use the telestrator?
I did.
Yeah.
I did. But you know what? We figured it out because it was we did our first game together, and it was right after a huge weather event. Like we couldn't fly into our destination. We had to fly into other places and drive to the game. I mean, it was a challenging experience. But again, it's the professionalism and what we saw Charlie Neal do over and over and over again that made us, create memories. And so Johnny's better for the experience. I'm better for the experience. And again, it wasn't just the James Hadnots and the younger people that are just coming out of school. It was the more seasoned people that were coming out of coaching careers and people who already had awards, that Charlie saw people in that as well. And he just knew how to put people together. Like he knew how to mastermind. He was like that conductor, that maestro, that he had everything going on and he knew how to orchestrate it. And I think everybody sitting here is a byproduct of the work and the toil that Charlie Neal and Curtis Simons and we sit on this on the shoulders of these people, and it's important that we give the people their flowers like we can, like we did with Curtis, but never forget the ones that have passed on. So again, I can't thank you all enough for allowing me. I mean, it didn't even seem like 2 hours. It just felt like a good conversation with a bunch of boys just hanging out, and I really appreciate it. This made my day. Hey,
Lou, let me say one thing before you leave. I just want to let you know something. When you cut a check to an HBCU and you marry somebody from HBCU, brother, you HBCU now. So you all right. You all right. You all right. When you cut a check and marry it, in the great words of my boy E-Rob, you swag now. You swag.
It
don't matter. You ain't
thank you, because listen, my money has gone to multiple.
There you go. That's what I'm saying. So don't ever tell you that you ain't. So you are honorary now, baby.
Thank you. And my mother said if I went to school at Howard, I have some honorary credits because I was in the womb when she was taking her pharmacy classes.
100%.
Right.
Thanks, fellas. I really appreciate the time. And Coach, I mean it. Anytime you need me, just let me know, okay?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
All right. Y'all be blessed. All right.
You too.
Man,
that was dope. That was dope, Coach. Coach, you always come through, man. You always come through. When you ask, you have so many people that come through and support, man. Yeah. I'm just privileged to be on the show with you, man.
Man, I can't do it without you too, man. It ain't just me. I just come up with the ideals, and Bishop come up and dig deep and get the information, and of course you come with the great. I mean, we're a team, man. Hey, like I told Bishop today, I'm a third, you're a third, and you're a third, a third. But I want to also announce that we'll be getting married on Sunday.
Hey, let me get some. Hey, Coach, what will your last name be after you get married, Coach?
Hey, my last name, you better call her last name. Hey, I want to tell Bishop, hey, Bishop, she's officially going to be a wife, so you might hear some pots and pans. So I mean, you always say, man, you cooking back there.
Hey, no, listen, let me tell you what's so funny, man. And congratulations to you, Coach. We're really happy for you and stuff like that. And let me tell you something about a good wife. She always going to make sure you tight. So I'm not going to worry about that. You're going to be good.
Yeah, I appreciate you, Coach, man. And I look forward to our season coming up. We still got some other things happening this summer. We've been, I think Simon kind of gave us some homework.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, that made me feel, we might need to put our heads together. And with what you trying to do, Campbell, when that thing gets straight, we might can make some things happen. And maybe they might have a couple chips that they can help us get some places. You know what I mean? Because if money is the issue, if we don't do this for money, we do this for the love of HBCUs. You know what I mean? So let's look at that, man, and let's come up with some ideals and let's go from there.
I'm with it. I'm with
it.
Hey, Coach, you gonna take us out?
Man, I thought we was gonna hear that one more time from Coach.
Hey, Coach, we can play it. Hey, Coach, we definitely can play it again. I want to see. I got my man Crooks. Crooks is a critic, and ain't nothing wrong with that. Hey, we need critics sometime.
Yeah.
Johnnie, JC, Cole in the building. Legendary coach. Let's go. Rocky Miller, rock on the mic. The Bishop Steve Campbell. Mr. Campbell. All right. We break down the swag. We break down the meat. Sunday talk. Monday facts. Bring the whole yard back. Southern. FAMU, Valley. Grambling, Jackson State. UAPB. Texas Southern, Alcorn, Bama State. A&M, we got the place. From the first whistle to the final score. We know the grind. And we give you more. Prairie Beauty, Jack. South Carolina. Janisberry. December in Atlanta. They play for it all. Legendary. Coach's Corner. Tune in now. Coach's Corner. Show us how. Coach's Corner. Call it out. HBCU football. All about. Coach's Corner. Ride that way. Coach's Corner.
I like that. Hey, can we let Charlie Neal take it out for us, Coach? And like,
hey, wait, Rocky, Rocky, real quick though. Hey, I gotta agree with. Hey, I'm gonna be honest, I do love it, but Rocky, I ain't gonna lie, it do feel one of them 90 sitcoms when the guy when they turn their hair like that.
Yeah. I was looking for the different world / Cosby Fresh Prince. You know what I mean?
You know, he turn in. That's the Bishop.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness.
Jesus.
Oh man, hey, look at here, man.
Put the Charlie Neal on, Coach, and let him close us out, Coach. And then we'll be out.
Football championship game between the Alabama State Hornets and the Texas Southern Tigers. Texas Southern is looking for their first SWAC championship since 1968. And just moments ago, Texas Southern head coach Johnnie Cole addressed his team.
Hey, Coach. Now the rest of this clip, we're gonna play the video at some point. I'm gonna get Steve to play the entire video at some point because after he does that, he takes you in the locker room, and Coach, you taking off your clothes in the locker room, Coach. Now, what I mean by it, you had a jersey on and everything, Coach. Was you supposed to go out there and play? What you had a jersey on for, Coach?
Well, this was the serious. Of course, you guys know we was on the NCAA investigation, and they took our quarterback away for the game. You know, I don't know why it was just the quarterback. I don't know what and why I was behind that, right? But it didn't happen until the week of the game. You know what I mean? Again, I don't know why we wait or why only the quarterback was punished for it. So what I done was we took the kid with us, and I put his jersey underneath my polo shirt. And as you can see, when I was talking with the team, you know, I had to do something to fire them up. Not only did I buy them black jerseys for the championship game, that's when I came out and I say, on the service, when they fight on the Army, you know, nobody is left behind, whether you're alive or dead. And I pulled off and I had his jersey on. So, so the kids went crazy, man.
Oh yeah, Coach. They went nuts, Coach.
And I see,
I watched a lot of the game today, Coach, and I'm gonna tell you, I wasn't impressed as an offensive coordinator, Coach, but that defense was hell on wheels.
Well, this is what happened. I mean, we playing a first-time quarterback in the championship game.
See, I didn't even know that. I didn't realize that watching the game.
He really didn't understand the calls. And then what he did on his own was he changed our audible. Our audible was either odd or even, orange, or something right or left, right? He went out there and told him it was chicken and gumbo. That chicken nor gumbo got an R in it or an L. So guys, this is crazy. This is true story. So I'm watching the game because I'm wondering why because if you've seen the game, we opened the game up and went right down and scored on them.
Yep.
Right? So I'm looking at the film. I'm like, well, why is the offensive line going that way and the back is going that way? So I'm asking, and I get with a couple players. I'm like, well, what was happening? They said, Coach, you know he changed the right and left call. I said, well, what was the call? Chicken and gumbo. So you had guys that were on the offensive line actually running in each other. They were running in each other because Melvin Spears was on the other side, right? Him and another Coach Green that I had to let go the year before. So they were trying to call out what we were doing. To me, I didn't care. It was whatever front or defense in, that's what we're going to run the ball to. And my quarterback changed. And here's the other kicker. He was the MVP of the game. So, yeah, we scored 11 points.
Did you get your guy back for the Heritage Bowl?
No, that was it. That was it for him. He was a senior. But he's the only quarterback that ever led a Texas Southern football program to the SWAC championship. His name is Arvell Nelson. He's from Cleveland Heights, and he's doing a great job now. He's one of the coaches up there in Cleveland, and he's a icon in indoor football. So he go from defense end to quarterback. But that's true story, Coach. It's true story. So if you re-look that film again, start looking at it and saying, why are those linemen running in each other? And it happened more from the second quarter on to the rest of the game. I didn't know what was happening, man.
But, hey, that defense was – y'all gave it up to them on the goal line, Coach?
Yeah.
And they gobbled it.
Yeah. Our defense was awesome. See, we knew that – I'll be honest. I wasn't real excited, quote, unquote, about whether we was going to win or not. I felt we would win the football game. You know what I mean? So, but it was tough.
You're going to still have to explain to me how y'all lost to Tuskegee. But you can explain it to me that in 2 weeks, Coach, we're going to take a 2-week break so you can enjoy your vacation and your honeymoon, and we'll be back in a couple weeks.
Yeah.
That sound good?
I'll be going for a week and a half on a cruise. We hitting the Caribbean and Puerto Rico, Turk and Caicos, and Belize. And we're definitely, man, enjoying ourselves, man. Hey, look, if you want to send some Zelle me.
hey, Coach. Hey, put your number in there and see how that works out.
Well, you get your cash app up there, Coach. Everybody else asking for something, you might well.
All right, guys, man. One more time.
The SWAC football championship game between the Alabama State Hornets and the Texas Southern Tigers. Texas Southern is looking for their first SWAC championship since 1968. And just moments ago, Texas Southern head coach Johnnie addressed his team.
BS3 Network, changing the way you watch TV.